Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Before we get into the video, consider dropping a like and subscribing if you're new. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the vehicle sitting here right behind me. This is the HVY Night Shark, and it is discounted this week. It's one of the better discounts of the week. It's going to be 30% off, so it's going to be going for around 900k, but we're going to talk about it more when we get onto Warstock Cash and Carry in just a little bit. But before we do that, we got to talk about how to make some money this week in Grand Theft Auto Online, and we have some pretty good money bonuses going on for the remainder of this week. So let's go ahead and get started. Then the main focus of this week is going to be on the hangar, and that's going to start off with Rooster McCraw, who is found within the hangar as your passive sourcing sort of person, similar to how the CEO cargo warehouses each have a passive sourcing person in them. Rooster this week is going to have a reduced cooldown. I would assume it's going to be 50% less than normal. So instead of 48 minutes, I'm thinking it's probably going to be 24 minutes this week in between passive sources. Additionally, on top of this, he's also going to bring you back 2 crates, and you're only going to have to pay for one of them, which is going to cost you 25k. So you're going to be basically making $35,000 every time you do this. However, depending on what he brings you, you may have to sell it at a certain point to try to get a bigger money bonus on it, because the hangar kind of works weirdly. Now, going further with this, the hangar is also on double money and double RP for the remainder of this week. So it's going to be selling for twice as much as it usually does. And the hangar, when it's on double money and double RP, can actually be one of the very best businesses in the entire game, because it's pretty fast to source cargo for, and it's pretty easy to sell as well. And it's been over a year since Rockstar has given double money and double RP on this. So pretty cool to see, very happy to see it. If you own a hangar, you should definitely be taking advantage of these money bonuses this week. There's guides on YouTube to look into how it all works and everything like that, so I'm not going to waste your time talking about that. But additionally, we also have double money and double RP on Air Force 0. 1 through 5, which is a versus mode, which I have not seen a versus mode in GTA Online for a very, very long time. So anyway, this is on double money and double RP. This should be a pretty good way for lower level players to level up and get a little bit of money in the process as well. Not really sure how this works. I've never played any of these, I don't think. So I can't really say too much as to how good it is, but I'd say give it a shot if you're a lower level. Now, we do also have double money on Oscar Guzman Flies Again mission challenges. So those are going to be paying double this week, which is interesting. And if you complete the Titan job, you will receive a $200,000 bonus within 72 hours of completing the Titan job. So that's pretty interesting as well. Now, with all that being said, it's time to get into the discounts for the week. Starting off on Elitist Travel and Transport, we have the Buckingham Canada discounted this week, and it is not the weaponized version of it. It is non-weaponizable, so do keep that in mind. It's going for $1,102,500, and this is currently the fastest helicopter in Grand Theft Auto Online as far as top speed goes and just general ability. Now, it is upgradable within the hangar. You can change the handling on it, you can change the engine upgrades and things like that. However, something that is annoying about the Canada is that you cannot spawn it when you're at the agency or the CEO office like you can with helicopters like the Valetus or the agency Super Valido. So you cannot just get into it from your agency super quick and take off. And that is going to be a huge drawback for a lot of people. You're going to have to actually call this thing through the interaction menu, through your vehicles menu, and that is not going to be too helpful. So for those reasons, unless you plan on doing aerial races, and that is super weird if you want to do that, the Canada is not really going to be that useful for you. It's barely faster than the Akula, so if you got an Akula, there's really no point in buying a Canada, and the weaponized Canada sucks as well. Both of them are not very good. I would really not recommend buying the Canada this week. I do not think it is worth the money. Moving over to Warstock Cash and Carry, we have the Pyro, as you guys can see, and it is discounted, going for $2,673,300 if you do not have the trade price, and if you do, it's going to be just over $2 million. The Pyro is a pretty decent plane, especially if you like dogfighting in GTA Online. Another thing that's cool about it is the fact that it is a 2-seater and it has a jet, which is pretty cool. It is upgradable within the hangar. You can change the handling on it, the engine on it, and it does have some weapons that can be equipped. I do believe it has homing missiles, and I do think it has explosive machine guns available for it as well, but don't quote me on that. It's been a while since I've customized it, but what I do know is that it is a pretty fantastic plane. It is super highly maneuverable. It's very fast. In fact, I do believe it's the second fastest top speed plane in the entire game. It's really, really good. If you can get it for the trade price of just over $2 million this week, I do think it is worth it. But even for the non-trade price, I do still think it's worth it if you want to dogfight. Now, if you just want a plane to get you from point A to point B, I don't think this thing is actually going to be that good for you because you're going to need some space to land it and take off. So the F-160 Raiju would be a lot better suited if you want to actually use it for grinding. The only way that I would recommend really buying a pyro is if you want to dogfight or attack other players in GTA Online or defend yourself or whatever you want to do with that sort of aspect of the game. If you want it for grinding, I would say it's not a good plane for that. I would avoid it. But if you want a good PvP plane, the Pyro is absolutely that. Next up, we have the HVY Nightshark, which of course we talked about right at the start of the video, going for just under $900,000. This is one of the best armored vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online. It can take 9 RPGs or 27 homing missiles before it's destroyed. So it is super, super strong. It also has a top speed of around 110 miles per hour, which for a vehicle that's got this much armor is actually really, really good. It's all-wheel drive, it's decent off-road, the customization is nice. Overall, it is a very, very good vehicle, and I would highly recommend picking it up. There's no reason to not own a Nightshark in GTA Online, especially if you have it available to you for this cheap. Definitely buy a Nightshark this week if you don't have one yet. It is a fantastic vehicle. You will not regret it. The driver also gets front-mounted machine guns, and it's just generally an awesome vehicle. Looks pretty cool too. All that stuff. Buy a Nightshark. Moving over to Legendary Motorsport, starting off with the Bravado Banshee GTS. It is discounted this week by 20% off, so not a massive discount. But if you do want a Banshee GTS, now is certainly a good time to buy one. You can equip it with the missile lock-on chamber, and it does have HSW upgrades available for it if you're on PC, Xbox Series, or the PS5 console. For this price, I would say the Banshee GTS is certainly worth picking up if you're going to buy one anyways. If you don't want a Banshee GTS, I mean, I still think you should buy one because with HSW, it's the fastest car in the entire game as far as top speed goes. And the handling is also really good for a rear-wheel drive. Great acceleration, decent handling, some nice customization as well. The Banshee GTS is definitely worth picking up, and if you can get it for 20% off, why not? Great car, definitely recommend getting one. We also have the Obey 8F Drafter discounted this week for $502,600, and for this price, you really cannot go wrong with this thing. It's based off the Audi RS5. It's got some really nice customization options. It also sounds great, and it looks great. It's all-wheel drive, handles super well, good acceleration. Top speed though, a little bit on the weaker side, so just be wary of that. Not saying it's a bad car, but it's just not that great on the top end. Still, really awesome. Definitely recommend picking this thing up. For like $500K, you really cannot go wrong with an 8F Drafter. All right, and the moment that a lot of you have been waiting for, we also have the Pegassi Tesseract on discount this week. What a piece of shit. Please, for the love of God, do not buy a Tesseract. This is probably the worst car that is this expensive in Grand Theft Auto Online. It cannot go around a corner. Zero downforce, feels like it has McDonald's trays under the rear wheels, which are also the wheels that drive the car. So it just spins out on every single corner. No matter if you're accelerating in the corner or if you're not, if you're going into a corner with any degree of speed, this thing is gonna lose the back end. You can put a spoiler on it, you can put a neon kit on it, you can do all the little tricks to try to make it handle better, and it will not handle better. I promise you it will not. This thing is like a 5-year-old's dream car. It is so futuristic looking. The wheels glow if you keep them stock. The suspension also glows. It's kind of neat in a lot of ways, but it absolutely sucks, and it is not worth $1,977,500. Honestly, I would not recommend for you to buy this car even if it was $500,000. It is a terrible, egregious piece of shit. Do not waste your money on the Tesseract. A lot of people are going to attest to this in the comments down below. It's really cute if you want to go to the comments and tell me, oh, I'm going to buy the Tesseract just because you told me not to. Good for you. Hope you crash. I know you will. It's not even, I don't even have to hope that you will crash, because you will just crash every single corner. This thing sucks. For the love of God, don't buy a Tesseract. And for the last discount on Legendary Motorsport, we got the Pegasi Infernus Classic for $640,500, which is not like the worst price ever for this car. However, it's not exactly a very good car, unfortunately. It does have a bit of an oversteer issue. It's also not that fast. And as far as sports classic category cars go, it's going to get walked by like the top 5 because it's not in there. And those cars are way, way faster and handle way better and look better. So for the majority of you, I would really not recommend buying an Infernus Classic. However, if you do like the Infernus Classic, now is certainly a good time to buy one because it's only $640,000, so you'll be wasting less money. I would say if you want an Infernus Classic, if this is like a dream car of yours, something like that, definitely buy one right now. However, if you want it for anything related to performance or customization even, I would really not recommend the Infernus Classic. It's not that great to customize. The performance is not that fun. It's not a fun car to drive either by any means too. The oversteer issue and the kind of slowness of it don't exactly make it really fun to drive. If you want one, buy one. The majority of you, I would advise against it. All right, next up we got the Dinka Postlude, and all I can say is don't. Now, if I'm being serious though, this thing is really not a fun car to drive. It's front wheel drive, it has a ton of customization, and it was a cut car from the Tuners DLC, so it does have the stance mode that you can adjust within the interaction menu. For just under 700k, oh my god, are you getting scammed. It is just not a good car for anything other than customizing. It can barely make it up that twisty road that goes into the hills that everybody takes that leads up to the observatory. It can barely make it up that hill, which is just horrendously sad. It's front wheel drive, it can't turn, it has torque steer, it has too many issues to name in this video. Don't buy a Dinka Postlude, please. All right, and with that being said, that's it for all the discounts. It's time to go to the dealerships, go to the casino, car meet, everything like that, talk about the vehicles that are available there, and then we're going to get into the rest of it, of course. All right, guys, within the casino, we get the Lampadati Corsita available to be won. You should definitely try to win this thing. It's a pretty good car, nice customization, pretty good to drive. Overall, very good. All right, guys, within the LS car meet, we have the Vapid Caracara 4x4 available to be won this week. I thought that it was going to be the regular Caracara, but it is the 4x4 indeed. Now, in order to win this thing, you're going to have to place top 5 for 2 days in a row, which is a really, really easy challenge. This thing goes for 835 grand normally. So if you can do the challenge, you should absolutely try to, because it's a really good truck. And if you can get it for free, why not? All right, and within the LS car meet, we have 3 vehicles available here. We got the LCC Hexer on the left. It is going for 15 grand. So if you want that, just buy it because it's 15 grand. I'm not really going to go over it too much. Pretty cool looking bike though. We also have the Bravado. Don't even tell me, Germans. I know. $695,000. It's the Bravado that. I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to get corrected. And we got the Shyster Deviant here as well. And it is going for $512,000. The Deviant doesn't have much in the way of customization. It is a pretty decent car to drive. It also looks really cool. So if you want it, I'd say buy it, but it is a little bit expensive in my opinion. This car for $695,000 is very lacking customization wise. However, sound wise, it is absolutely awesome. And it's actually a pretty fun car to drive as well. I do think it's a little bit on the expensive side, so I would say I probably would avoid this one because it is just a little too expensive, especially if you are, wanting to buy a couple things this week. I'd say the Night Shark would definitely take precedent over any of these vehicles in here if you don't have a Night Shark yet. But the Deviant and the, I'll say it, man, the Furley Raw, I don't even know. They're decent cars. They're decent cars for what they are. Within Simeons, we got some pretty decent removed vehicles in here, starting off with the Pfister Comet here on the right, going for $100,000 even. So if you guys do want it, I would say it is worth it, simply based on the fact that it's removed, but it does have a Benny's upgrade available for it as well. We also have the Dubachi Massacro in here as well. $275,000 for that. It does have some pretty decent customization also, I will say. So for that price, I'd say the Massacro is a good pickup. Same with the Comet. It's also got a little bit of customization too. Got the Dinka Akuma here as well, which is also removed. $9,000 for that. Definitely buy one if you want one. And we have the LCC Innovation as well for $92,500. I feel like this bike is really cool looking. Honestly, don't know a lot about it, so it's kind of hard for me to say if it's worth or not. But for under 100 grand, I mean, you can probably go and figure it out for yourself. I do think it looks really sweet. I think it's probably cool. So I'd say maybe buy one if you're interested in it. We also have the Dubachi Rapid GT Cabrio, which goes for $138,000? No, $140,000. This one, I'm not so sure of because it doesn't really have much in the way of customization at all, and it's got a soft top convertible, which is just not very good looking. But yeah, that's it for the cars available in Simeon's. I think every single thing in here is removed, so that's interesting. If you guys want them, they're here. At Luxury Autos, we got the Dink Adjuster RR wide body, don't buy it, and we got the Benefactor Vorschlag Hammer. It's cool, but you can also buy it on the websites. And within the chop shop this week, these are the vehicles that are available to be stolen. Starting off with the Declasse Mamba. It is available for completing the cargo ship robbery. The Anis Helion is available for completing the McTony robbery, and the Canis Seminole Frontier is available for completing the Duggan robbery, but unfortunately, none of them are claimable, so you cannot keep any of them this week, sadly. The priority file this week is the black box file within the garment factory business, so that's there if you want it. Alright guys, and the gun van location for today is right by the sawmill in Paleto Bay, so it's right here beside this little shed, right beside the highway. Anyways, if you're watching later in the week, it's not going to be here, but keep that in mind. As far as the weapons go, we got the L. Strickler rifle available in here. We also have the stun gun, the military rifle, the unholy hellbringer, the heavy sniper, the assault SMG, and the nightstick. The heavy sniper this week is free, so come and get that if you're a lower level. You'll get it for free. It's going to be sweet. And the military rifle is also 30% off this week. Not super worth buying. It's not better than any of the other kind of assault rifles really, and it costs way more, so I would recommend avoiding the military rifle. We also have proximity mines, pipe bombs, and Molotovs available this week as well. And of course, last but not least, we got to go over your time trial. So your RC Bandito time trial for today is Construction Site 1. Your Drunk Energy time trial is Sewer System. Your regular time trial is Lake Vinewood Estates, and your HSW time trial is North Chumash to Palomino Highlands. So this is going to start right here, and it's going to end where it shows in the picture here, which is down here at the end of this road on the other side of the map. Anyway guys, there you have it. That has been it for what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike of course, and consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care. Peace.